Yeah, they want to see if I got like the hub up on my second monitor while I'm playing. Hey man, maybe I like to play bricked up. What's the problem with that? You know what I mean? So
Yeah, just like Stack says, "I don't care, get inside me."
yeah, exactly. I mean, that's how it's supposed to be. You know, guys,
Yeah.
welcome to episode. What is this? Episode 5 of the Level
Yep.
Check podcast. Um, I hit level 43 this week, so
Huge.
like I said, I've been level 42 for the longest time. Like I rushed to 42, got it the fastest I've ever gotten it, and then uh it was just like 42, 42, 42, 42, 42, 42, and like finally I got to 43 last
Yeah.
week, and I was like, okay, that's cool. But I also had time where like right as soon as I got like 43, I was sick. I was things were happening where I couldn't stream, and then like even Friday my power went out and like everything was down in my area like all day, and I was just
Yeah.
sitting in my house where I have like no service because I live out in the middle of nowhere, and so unless I have Wi-Fi, it's like impossible for me to do anything. So even
Oh,
to like
right.
message people on Discord, I was like holding my phone like up to my window being like, please get something. you know? Um
Yeah.
so that was pretty crazy. I guess you can't really do a level check because you still are kind
Yeah, I
of
haven't played it.
yeah, the game can't run on the PC, just too much
Mhm.
is and it's crazy to me how things that are already implemented into the game, like it's not like this patch really added a whole lot. Yeah, they added a whole nother map, and yeah, they added a new audio system, but for me, I'm like, why is it that you can't play other maps? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, even maps
Yeah.
that the binaural isn't on, you know what I mean? It's
Right.
like, how is it that this is an issue for your computer that's been running it for this entire time? Especially when
Mhm.
BSG was like, "We wanna have streets as good or better than Lighthouse is." And that was, like, at the time that they were doing it, and it came out, and it was just not at all, you
Right.
know? And
Yeah.
then now your computer can't run it, and it's like, that kinda sucks, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I knew that it was gonna be a problem, this swipe, as soon as, like, I mean, of course, the first day with, like, the hitching that happened in my first
Mm,
raid, but, like, I realized it when I saw how much longer my computer was taking to load everything.
yeah.
I don't know what it could be, whether it's game related or PC
Well, I
related,
think I
but
saw
it seems to be PC related to me, but we'll
I
see.
I think I saw one of your clips where and it might have been on, like, your intro screen of your stream or whatever, but it was a clip of you fighting somebody by 301 and you have an SKS, and you just go pop, 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 but your game goes like, the whole time you're shooting. Like,
Yeah,
is that new to this wipe, or has that been like that for a while?
it's new to the
Eh
swipe in
okay, so that
particular.
clip was from this wipe.
Yeah,
Dude, that's insane. Because you would start shooting and your FPS would go down to, like, 3.
yeah, it was terrible.
And I was like, "Oh my," like, that's unplayable. You can't get in any
Yeah,
fights or anything.
mm-mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's frustrating whenever you do get into fights and something like that happens, because
yeah.
it's just like it's not even, like, my problem. It's
Yeah,
my computer's problem and the
and
performance of the game.
as we'll get into later, like, I know that they kind of well, fixed the memory leaks and stuff like that. People have been saying that they streamed for 3 hours with binaural on and haven't had to restart their game once, but then you still have people that are like, "I have to restart my game every 2 raids."
Yeah.
And it's like, I understand that BSG can't be like, hey, let's test for every computer configuration, like
Mhm.
they can't do that. Um, but it does suck that somebody who was able to play prior now can't, you know?
Right. Yeah. I might give it another shot this week just to
Mm.
see if things are fixed, in that case, but we'll see.
And like, we understand that like you have older equipment, like
Mhm.
it's not like you're running latest up to date stuff, but you also shouldn't have to. I feel
Right.
like how old is your stuff?
It's, 2 years old now, 2.5 years old.
Oh, so it's not even like old old.
Mm-mm.
It's pretty bad that something that's only 2 years old, like 2021, wasn't that long ago, you know?
Right.
Like, that's still pretty insane that something that new still BSG is like, it won't be able to run our game. Um,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure like the minimum requirements are still under what you have, aren't they?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have a 1660 Ti i7, processor. I don't remember how many, I don't remember what the actual, like, number is after i7. Clearly, I know a lot about computers.
Yeah. I9, I think. But like it's crazy because I started playing this game on a 970. Like way back when.
Yeah.
It was on a 970 and it worked just fine. You know, like I was able to
Mhm.
get 50, 60 FPS. I was streaming with it. I was streaming with a 970. And then
Yeah.
I ended up going up to straight to a 2080 Ti from that. And now I just put in a 3080 Ti what last year. So it's like I'm nice and up to date, but the fact that I'm still having issues. I have an i9, I have a 3080 Ti, and I'm sitting here and on some parts of maps, and especially with the memory leak, I was getting down to like 30 some FPS. And it was
Mhm.
unplayable. You would get into a fight and you were so far behind that it's insane.
Yep.
But intros out of the way.
Mhm.
We had a lot of big changes this last week or so. Um a lot of and again, as usual, as things have been going, a lot of controversial stuff as well. But I know you had like the tweet that came out
Mhm.
of Battle State with all of the list of fixes that we'll probably get into in a little bit. But a couple of the ones I wanted to touch on is backpack changes.
Yeah.
There
I've
has
heard about
been
that.
they've and this was kind of something I was like, is this even really an issue? You know, like
Right.
I always thought backpacks had movement penalties and stuff like that. Maybe it was just like a lot of people paid attention to how much a backpack weighed. But now you get like turning penalties and movement penalties and all this other stuff. And
Mhm.
I'm like, okay. Like I thought they were in there to begin with, and that could have just
Right.
be me being dumb. But I always thought, oh, bigger backpacks, you move slower. That means you turn slower and everything else. You
Mhm.
know, like everybody already drops their backpack as soon as they get into a fight anyway. So
Right.
adding a like a slowdown effect, I don't think really affects things too much. Maybe it will slow people down getting into resort faster with their raid bags. But
Mhm.
last week I ran raid bags more than I've run raid bags like ever in my life. And I went into
Yeah.
woods and I was doing stuff. I was like, I'm not leaving woods until my entire every slot in my inventory's full. You know, and I was going in with a
Yeah.
raid bag and a massive rig. I was like, I'm going in. We're picking up everything we can, and we're not leaving until it's full. And I was like, this doesn't feel any different to me than it already did. But I'm also the guy that runs Burketts and
Yeah.
pillboxes
Like,
and
so that's great.
trizips every once in a
Yeah.
while, you know? So to me, I don't really see a huge change with that.
No. No, people are any of the people that are complaining about it, it's like, what is really the big deal about it? I mean, it's something that probably should have been in the game in the first place anyway.
Yeah. And
But anytime that some change like this happens, everyone just starts immediately saying like, "But what about the cheaters? And what about the blah blah
yeah,
blah
and
blah?"
it's like
Yeah.
I don't think a backpack movement change is gonna help or not help a cheater. You know, like
Yeah, and it's not even the same team working on that.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
a
So
different team working on that.
yeah, so I'm like, I don't know. Like I said, I thought these were already things in the game. I thought you putting on a bigger backpack already meant because like putting loot in your backpack slows you down. So it's
Mhm.
like, is there really a big deal with them putting this on the backpacks when it's like you're putting loot in them anyway that's already slowing you down?
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
I don't
One
know.
one interesting detail, I think that, like the tea bag, like the little transformer bag, that's
Mhm.
just like a shoulder strap, that one actually has a bigger penalty than some of the bigger backpacks.
Does it really?
I think it's because it's a sling.
That's so weird.
I think that I saw that. Oh, my dog just busted in.
That's crazy. So,
Mhm.
well, that makes me wonder what the other, like, the actual sling
Duffel
bag,
and,
that giant sling bag has,
mhm.
that, like,
Yeah,
the really long one or whatever it
yeah.
is,
I'm curious about that now
where you
too.
put the big dildo in it, that one?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Right, that one.
that's what it's for. I mean, I don't see what else it'd be for.
It didn't make much sense otherwise.
Yeah, so, um, yeah, I don't know. That's kinda
Hmm,
neat. I didn't know that,
yeah,
like, the shoulder straps might have more of a hindrance to them. But
yeah,
I also feel
and
like those would be easier to drop, you know, because at that point, because 'cause they're all, like, clips, right? A lot of them are, like, clips. You could just be
mhm,
like, "Clip," and then it's on the ground, you know?
yeah,
I don't know. I think that would be cool, though, to have certain backpacks can be dropped faster.
yeah.
I think that would be kind of a neat idea because
If they had, like, a
everybody.
better animation for, like, taking off the two-strap
Yeah.
backpacks and stuff like that,
Yeah, and I
that
know
would
it's
be
been
kinda
brought up
crazy.
before of being able to put down bags silently.
Hmm,
Because right now, you drop a bag, it is the loudest noise in the world. Say
yeah,
you're in like a in dorms or something, you're solo and you hear a three-man running. And you're like, okay, I need to drop my bag so that I need to kill at least one of these guys, right? I need to kill
mhm,
one of them, get them riled up. But as soon as you drop the bag, they're like, oh, there's a guy here. And your position's instantly given away. If there was
yeah,
just like a I don't know. So it's right now it's like double tap Z to drop the backpack, or at least mine is.
mhm,
If maybe if there was like a control Z or something, you would like slowly take off the backpack. And it would be like an animation that you would get stuck in. But it's like
mhm,
a backpack that you could slowly take off and like put down or something. So you can
yeah,
still stay quiet. And then whenever this three-man comes up, you can be like pop, 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 pop. And then you can start moving and stuff, you know? And you
mhm,
don't have to be so heavy, so loud. And it's just like you actually can have an advantage as a solo of surprise at that point. You know, because
yeah,
right now it's you drop your bag, the person across the map heard you. You know, it's like
mhm,
so. I don't know. I think that the movement penalties are weird. Like I said, I thought they were in the game already, and that
yeah,
could have just been me. Um,
mhm.
the new grouping system is sick, dude.
Is it?
It's actually
I haven't watched much of it.
it's really, really cool. So you are in the lobby, right? And down at the bottom left hand of the lobby by like what is over there? Main menu and stuff like that. So like
Oh,
down at the
yeah,
bottom left, like down here, like right here, there's a group. There's like five little plus symbols. There's you, and then there's four other plus symbols, and you can click it. It'll bring up your friends list, and you can just add people. They can accept the invite. Now you guys are in a group. You can be in your stashes. You can do whatever you want. Like you can, but you're all in that group together. Once the group is ready, or say the leader is ready, they can then go to the Escape from Tarkov, and you can pick PMC or Scav. If your Scav has a timer, like my Scav has a timer, and you're the group leader, it will show you can't Scav yet because one person has a Scav timer. If you
mm,
go into PMC, it's like, okay, you go through all the selecting the raid where you want to go, and then you get to the lobby screen. And then you can send out a invite group. And then me being in my inventory, whenever you send out the invite group, if I'm in my inventory, it'll pop up on my screen saying join or cancel. And I can be like, oh, I'm not ready yet, hit cancel, and then like keep doing whatever I'm doing. And then when I'm ready, they can just send me another invite and we're in the group and I'm good to go, you know?
yeah. That's
Or
nice.
I think it's yeah. Um one thing there is an issue though. Whenever say I die in a raid and we're out and I'm like, I'm just gonna run a scav real quick, I have to leave the group every time I want to scav
Yeah.
because it's like, oh, you can't scav. There's somebody in raid still. And it's like I feel like there should be like a override, like, hey, I died. Like, let me go scav alone, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah, that
scavving
would be
should
nice,
still
but
have
that
a
may
different.
cause a lotta confusion
Yeah.
in the game.
Yeah, which doesn't need any more
Yeah,
confusion.
exactly.
Um,
But yeah, I see where you're coming from with that for sure.
but it is a really good system, and whenever you're
Mhm.
out of raid, like, you just go back to your stash, you get everything up, the guy that's the party leader just goes in the thing, hits ready, and you both go. So it is really nice in that aspect, but now, like, remember how at the beginning of this wipe, there was just, like, that extra click that you had to do to get to see the friends list?
Yeah,
It was like, find more people, and then it would show the list. It was just like, "Why is this here?" It's just another click.
right, yeah.
It's like now we've been conditioned to click this many times, and now it's less clicks, and now I hit ready so many times now on accident,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, "Why?" Like, stop giving us more clicks and then taking those clicks away, and then we're like, "Click, click, click. Oh, fuck. We already went through," you know? It's
Yeah.
just, it's a little weird sometimes. But it definitely a plus. The grouping system's really good, and I'm enjoying it. Even though I have been
Cool.
playing a lot more solo lately since everybody's left me, but um, it's been nice. It's been really
Yeah.
nice.
Good.
Yeah.
I
Uh,
saw, so, like, in, like, the co-op practice mode, you can get, like, 20 people in there.
oh yeah, that's right.
That
I
would be
totally
so fun to
forgot
do
about.
one day.
Yeah, so that is actually super super cool. And a thing I wanted to reach out with you guys was I wanted to get all 5 of us together at one point, like a night or something. I don't know when it would be, but we
Mhm.
just play with our viewers. Us 5 go in as a group, and everybody just tries to kill us.
That would
Like,
be a
they
lot
can
of
team
fun.
up, they can do whatever they want, but they just have to try and kill us.
I
So
would
it'd be
love
like
that.
us 5 against, like, 15 other people, say,
Mhm.
on, like, labs or on customs or something, or we go woods and we just, like, hold down Sniper Rock or something with thermals, you know? Because it would
Yeah.
be offline, it wouldn't matter. If we were in there with, like, thermals, slicks, and stuff like that, it'd be
Mhm.
so much fun.
Or even if we just decided that everybody had to have a set loadout, like a level 6 armor and
Yeah.
helmet and
Well, that's the
shitty
thing, like, I
ammo.
haven't done any offline stuff at all.
I haven't either.
And it's crazy because it was added and I was like, this is gonna be so cool. But I've never touched any of the offline stuff at all.
Yeah, it had to be, at night because so many people that watch us are watching us during work
Yeah.
and stuff like that,
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Like, you can get a scav in with your viewers every once in a while, but
yeah,
the
getting a group like that together, yeah, we'd have to plan that
yeah.
one night.
Um, but then, like, you also have the where they said in the past where they've been like, "Yeah, we're gonna be adding content creator features to the offline modes," and I'm like, "Dude, like, that's gonna be huge." Because right
Mhm.
now I have a spare account that I'm letting my friend use for me to get, like, footage of things because I have some YouTube videos that are coming out that I've been working on, and
Okay.
I just have him down install Tarkov in his PC. I give him my spare account. We go into an offline raid, and, like, he just stands there and, like, walks. He, like, doesn't come in with a gun, or he does the glitch where you, like, pull your gun down and he just, like, walks around. It's like he's my cameraman, you know? It's just a
Uh-huh.
standard account and doesn't matter. Like, I use it for hardcore and stuff like that, but
Sure.
yeah.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I'm kinda excited. I think it would be really cool if they would give us the ability to, like, fly around the map and, like, look at stuff in
Mhm.
offline, you know? I know that some people are taking, like, the single player Tarkov thing that I don't know if it's legal or illegal to play. Um,
Right, yeah.
I
I've
know
heard about
some
it.
people are doing that and using that as almost like their because then you can, like, do hacks or whatever. It doesn't matter because it's not on BSG servers, it's not on anything, so it's like, I don't care. It's like people that go
Yeah.
cheat on single player games, like, have fun, dude. Like, I don't care. You know, like, you wanna go cheat in
Exactly, that's your experience, I don't care.
yeah, you wanna go cheat in GTA, that's fine. But, like,
Yeah.
um but yeah, so I'm excited still for them to have stuff like that. You know,
Mhm.
just the ability to go into a raid and do things for more cinematic ways. The ability to change the weather. Dude,
Mhm.
It's like every time I go, or it used to be. I think you can change the weather now. I'm not 100% sure though, but in the past, when I've got in to like take screenshots and stuff, I've gone in and as soon as I get to the spot, it just starts downpouring and it's like, what do I do? Like, I can't take a screenshot on customs when it's just raining all the time,
I
man.
know, right?
Like, I know Tarkov, all it does in Russia is rain. Everything is sad in Russia. Like, I understand that, okay? But you can have sunlight. Like, we're not California. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know. I think that's kind of that's a totally different conversation, a tangent that we went off on there.
Yeah.
Um, but binaural had some big updates as well.
Okay.
Um, I'm
Did
not
you how much were you able to attempt to use it?
I haven't used it at all, mainly because the update was on whatever day. And I am still
Yeah.
on the point where I'm not turning on binaural until somebody like Veritas, One Peg, the
Mhm.
people that do the testing come out and say, okay, binaural works.
Yeah.
Because BSG
Safe
was
bet.
telling us binaural works, and then Veritas went and did testing, binaural on, binaural off. There was no difference. And then he snuck in examples of Steam audio, and it was like the best thing in the world, you know?
Mhm.
It's like we didn't think it could get worse than Steam audio,
Right.
and it did.
They showed us.
They really did.
Mhm.
That's exactly what it was. I think they're just like, these guys think it can't get any worse. Let's give it to them. You know what I mean?
Show it to 'em.
Yeah. It's just like, I don't know. But
Uh-huh.
there was some testing here or there that seemed like it was better, but it's still not on every map. It's still only on specific maps, and it doesn't work everywhere on those maps. So it's like you can turn it on and it'll work in some places, but still don't trust it because you don't know where it works and where it doesn't.
Mhm.
So it's like, okay, I'd rather just still have it off. I don't want to get to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm starting to understand where this person is. And then I get to another map or a place that it doesn't work. And I'm like, okay, where's this person at? I can't tell now. And it's like,
Yeah.
there's no consistency. And what I want is consistency. Right now, the only consistent way to play is have it off and just hope for the best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It'd be kinda cool, I don't know if this actually exists or not, just so that things like this don't happen in games, because it happens in every game now, like, even people in Call of Duty are running into the same problem of not hearing audio on vertical levels or anything. Like, if there was some type of, like, audio integrity software that helped, like, figure out whether there was something that was blocking audio like that, like, because it always happens, like, it always happens with vertical audio, that's
Yeah.
always the problem in every game.
Well, I
Like, if there
think
was
it's really weird because I don't know how I want to word it. Um, it's I'm trying to think how I want to word this so that it makes sense because in my mind it doesn't make sense already.
Okay.
I know that COD has their own, like they're making their own audio system. You know,
Mhm.
they they had that before, and I think the way that they do things is like occlusion zones. And all it is if like somebody's above you, it makes a specific sound. If somebody's below you, it makes a specific sound. And if they're on the same floor as you, it makes a specific sound. That way it's like muffled, low pitch is like above
Yeah.
you. I don't know. You know, like it's the pitching of it is what
Mhm.
allows you to be like up or down. Where Tarkov, it's like actual positional, you know? And they're taking a, an outside source and trying to just like plug it into their game. And it's like, what am I supposed to do here?
Mhm.
And it's like, yeah, you have to like connect all the dots yourself, but it's like, wouldn't you be better off just making your own audio engine?
You
But
would
then
think
again,
so.
But then again, you have to be like, okay, well, how much? Though I don't think the people at BSG are able to do that because the amount of resources it would take, not just like from BSG, I'm saying from people's computers to do that. I feel like it would be just out of this world. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like they would make their own audio engine, and people with 4080 Ti's and NASA computers still couldn't run the game. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I see where they're going with it, but it's also like, are we picking the right technology to do this? Because this brought over all these memory leaks, all of this, all of that, and they say that they've fixed the memory leaks. But like I said before we started going live, is people are saying that the memory leaks are gone. They've played for 5+ hours, no nothing. They keep in their frames, are able to play. And then there's people that are like, I still have to restart my game every two raids.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you weed those people out? Is it just the guy that's following along with all what the streamers are saying and being like, oh, this game sucks, everything sucks, I see a cheater uh every raid 50 times
Yeah.
in a single raid, or is it like actually somebody's like, hey, I played for 6 hours and I didn't have to restart my game once, I think it's fixed, you know?
Mhm.
And again, it goes back to the BSG can't test every single configuration of a computer.
Yeah. People
Uh,
like to blurt online about anything before they actually know what they're talking about all the
yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah. People
So
kind
it's hard to
of,
take anyone else's word for it. You just need to a lot of times just go in and either go to trusted sources like
well, it's
guys
like
that do it
the,
for a living or
yeah, and it's like the whole cheater thing. It's people will come into this game not knowing what's actually happening and then think it's a cheater.
yeah,
The whole invisible players thing, the amount of clips that are going into that like cheater, like anti-cheat Discord, where it's like obviously desync, obviously invisible players. It's
yeah,
like these people have no idea like what is happening at all.
yep,
They think that they just fell over dead. Oh, there must have been a guy aimbotting and he shot me through 50 different walls. When it's like, no, the guy was right beside you, but he was invisible. So it's not a
mhm,
cheater. It's just a bug, which is awful, you know?
yeah,
Now I don't know the exact wording on the whole invisible player changes that they did this patch. But I know the last one they were like, "Hey, we fixed this specific issue with the invisible players. It's not completely fixed yet." I don't know
mhm.
exactly how they worded it this one. It says you said tweet 6. Do you have that up by chance?
I do.
It was tweet 6, something
I
about
went
the
I went
invisible.
in and recounted the tweets. I was a couple off before.
Uh,
Fixing fix the incorrect operation of Oculus audio. Hold on. Yeah, I mean they did yeah, they tweeted out the sixth tweet, fix an issue that caused invisible players and bots in raids.
so I've never ran into invisible bots.
I haven't either.
I mean, there's been times where I've been like, "Is this scav invisible?" Because like he shoots me through 50 trees, but
Right.
like that's I haven't ran into any invisible bots, and even then, like I know people have kind of blown up the invisible players thing a little bit too, where it's like, "Oh, I'm running into invisible players every other raid," and it's
Mhm.
like, dude, I play this game 6 hours, 6 to 8 hours a day, and I ran into two invisible players this entire wipe.
Yeah.
Now, if you're grouping up with friends, you have a much higher chance to have an invisible player.
Really?
Yeah. So like,
Huh.
I know for a while, the one day me and my buddy were playing, and we were just running duos, and it was like every other raid, one of us was invisible. Yeah, and it was
That's
like, okay,
crazy.
this is weird. So it seemed to be like an in-group thing issue more than it was a just random player that you ran into issue.
Mhm.
But again, that person wasn't also invisible to everybody. It was invisible to this person or that person, but the other person could see them. It was weird. So,
Yeah,
um,
that's a weird issue. The first raid I came back 2 weeks ago. That was first raid. Died to an invisible player.
yeah,
Like
and it's
I was running in with Waylon, and we were running into the front of interchange, and he just plopped over dead, just out of nowhere.
oh wow,
No gunshot audio that I
yeah,
heard, at
yeah,
least, and then ended up running into the same guy inside too. So
yeah, yeah. You hear absolutely nothing. The only
it
thing
was
you
weird.
hear is you getting hit and you going, ugh. Like that's
Yeah.
it. That's all you'll hear. I had one guy kill me who was invisible, and he came into my chat and he was like, I had to have been invisible, right? And I was like, 100%, dude. He was like, I emptied an entire mag into you, and we were in the same building. And I was like, dude, I got hit twice. I got hit once in the chest, once in the head, and I just fell over dead. I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear an entire mag. I didn't hear anything. He was like, I wasn't even suppressed. Because the thing was, I ran over to the building. I heard scavs shooting and scavs yelling. So I was like, all right, let's find this guy. Like maybe the scavs killed him. I haven't heard anything.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden I'm dead. And I was like, what? Like I was clearing this building, flashlight on, flashlight off, flashlight on, flashlight off, like jumping around corners and stuff. And then all of a sudden I'm dead. You know, it was just like,
Yeah.
what the heck?
Yeah,
Um,
that's a shame.
yeah. So I hope that it gets fixed. I mean, I hope
Yeah.
that it's fully fixed, but I mean, I haven't had
Yeah,
the
we'll see.
chance to see it or have a big enough playtime to see it, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Cuz like I said, I barely saw him to begin with.
Yeah.
Um so next topic, and this could be a spicy one, okay? A YouTuber made a video trying I'll give you just the general. YouTuber made a video where he downloaded cheats, went into 125 raids, I think it was, or 150 raids or something like that. It was over 100 raids. Over 100 raids, went in, cheated, didn't kill anybody, didn't kill any cheaters, didn't loot anything. Afterwards, reset his account and all of that. Like he went through and he was like, I'm doing testing to see if it is true that there are cheaters in every single raid. Okay. He just wanted to see.
Was that, I've been hearing people talk about GOAT on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it okay,
Yeah.
that's the one, okay.
Yeah. He's been making a lot of controversial videos.
Yeah, yeah,
He's
slightly.
been stirring a lot of pots lately.
Yeah.
And like good for him. He's getting his content out, but like at the same time, it's like, do you want to put content out that's gonna make everybody kind of not like you? um, so he makes the video and pretty much confirms what everybody has been saying, where there is a cheater in almost every single raid. In every full raid, there is almost guaranteed a cheater.
Mhm.
And he did like 100 over 100 raids, and I think he was like 60% of the raids were cheaters. There was a cheater, and 90% of the full raids there was a cheater. And the way he did it is he went in a raid, he would just look at people with like high KDs, which I was also like, he's looking at people with like 6 to 10 KDs, and I'm like, yo, I have like a 6 something KD.
Right.
I
That's not
know
that
I
bad to
know
get.
Waylon rocks over a 10 consistently.
Yeah.
It's like for me, I'm like 15 and up, like 15 maybe. But if you're sitting at high teens, 20 plus, okay, yeah, 100% cheater.
Mhm.
But this guy was looking at like sixes and stuff, and I was like, oh shit, like,
Hmm.
um, but he would look at them through walls and just start wiggling at them, and they would wiggle back, and then he would like pull out his knife and start swinging, and the guy across the map that was looking at him wiggling would pull out his knife and start swinging. And it's like, okay, you see
They're
me
just
through a
playing a whole
wall,
new game.
and
It's
then
crazy.
also like down in the bottom corner, like down here, sorry, I don't know how my camera
Mhm.
works, there's a radar sits down there, and you can see where everybody's at, where they're aiming and stuff. And you can see when people are like locking onto him, just like watching him through walls and stuff. It's insane.
Wow.
Now, and so this kind of has proven, yes, cheaters are an issue. Yes, there are cheaters in every raid, but it's like we already knew that, you know?
Right. It is
So it,
reaffirming to see that there's proof of it.
yeah, it's
But
nice. Okay, cool. You got proof, but now you are known as the streamer that downloaded cheats.
yeah, I wouldn't have chose that route to try that, but
Yeah. And now
each their own.
and I like I'm not imploring anybody else to do it. Like, okay, he did it at this point. If anybody else does it, it's like you're kind of scummy. You know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
not right to download cheats to begin with. You know what I mean?
Right.
And there has been screenshots now of the cheat developer that he bought the cheat from being like, "Hey, thanks for the free advertisement." He said that like they started going on sales. Like he was like, "Thanks for this free advertisement. We are hitting more sales than we've ever hit." And
Oh
it's like
gosh.
you just made it he just showed how accessible it is.
Mhm.
You know? It's so accessible to get these cheats, and now it's like, okay, you might have went a you might have made the video to show, here's the proof that cheaters are here. But we all knew that there were cheaters. We
Yeah.
all knew that we were getting rage hacked on. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like a slippery slope that you go down as soon as you get there. Now there could be new people that were on the fence of buying cheats and now have seen that and been like, "Oh,
That
it's
looks
that
awesome.
yeah, it's that easy. Let me go buy some
Yeah.
cheats." You know? And it's just like and he was like, "Oh, this isn't even the highest cheat that you can get." And it's like it's just it's not a very good look on things, you know?
Not at all. Yeah.
Because now I feel like the influx of cheaters is just going to go through the roof because he made it look so easy. You know, he literally
Oh,
just like flipped it on and he played over 100 raids and didn't get banned. So it just goes to show like you can play over 100 raids easily and not get banned.
mhm.
And it's like I just I don't know, it's just really weird. It's a really weird thing, and it doesn't come across the way I think he wanted it to. I think the way he wanted it to come across was uh
Trying to shout out the problem to Battle State.
yeah, but in anything, it's just making more cheaters come to the game and more people are now like, I don't want to play the game because I see how easy it is to cheat. You
Mhm.
know? At least whenever we were in limbo and we were like, yeah, there's cheaters every raid. Now we know that there's a cheater in like every raid.
Yeah.
And like at one point he would go into the raids, wiggle at the people, they would wiggle back, and he would walk up to him and be like, "Yo, thanks for respecting the wiggle." And he's like, "Oh, hell yeah, dog." And it's like they have taken the form of a normal person before VoIP was a thing. What did we used to do to show, hey, we're kind of friendly? We would try and
Mhm.
wiggle at people. Now cheaters are using that to be like, hey, you're a cheater too? Okay, cool. We'll be cool together. It's like, no. Like, I hate the fact that that has turned into and I've done it now because people will be like, oh, just wiggle at them through walls. You know, like if you think you're getting cheated on, wiggle at them through a wall or something. And I've started doing that, you know, and I hate it. It's just like,
Uh-huh. That's pretty five head though. You just start doing that.
yeah, just start wiggling.
Uh-huh.
But it's just like, I don't know, man. And like you could see the person's KD, how much ammo they had in their gun, what gun they were holding, what their level was, how much health they had. And it's just like, man, that's just, I
One of
don't
my
know.
first experiences running into them, they started saying "Buhlockay" and doing the AA Ron and D
Yeah.
Nice thing over, and yeah, that's
Yeah.
It's kinda scary that they can just
And what he
most
found
openly do it.
was a lot of the times when he ran into groups, a lot of groups had like a single cheater with them or something.
Yeah.
And it's
Yep.
like, and now it's to the point where, say I'm in Shoreline, and I had this happen the other day. I had a 4-man run into Shoreline, and I was like, and they were just VoIPing the entire time. As they were running in, they were just like, "Oh yeah, I got this," blah blah blah. Like, and I'm like, dude, you guys, you're not in a Discord. They were running in, they were cocky as hell, like just the way they were talking. And I was like, I'm getting out of here. I jumped out of third story Shoreline to get on the ground and get out. And before I was even like on the ground, I was already dead. And I was like, I was on the opposite side. Like they had to run in east, right? So they had to run
Mhm.
along the building and then run in east on by like the fire truck there.
Yeah.
I was all the way on the east end and I jumped out there over by the building and was running and I was already
Mhm.
dead. And it's like, dude, like that's insane.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm just like, I saw the video and I was like, okay, that doesn't really do anything.
No, I'm sure I'm sure his intentions were mainly just to, like,
Mhm.
shout out that this is a problem to BSG, but, like, there's God, it sucks that that much repercussion came from it.
Yeah, and like it's a
Shouldn't have done it in the first place.
on
Is there
on
there is an
paper,
ethic to it.
it's like, okay, yeah, this is good. But sharing it out and getting over 200,000 views on it,
Mhm.
like that's an issue. You
Yeah,
know, like
yeah.
maybe record your findings and somehow try and get it to BSG. Show it out to Veritas or something and see if they can just get it straight to BSG or something. I don't
Mhm.
think necessarily sharing it with the community is a good way to go about it.
Yeah, that wasn't the play.
Yeah. Um it's just yeah. I didn't really, I saw the video and first impressions was okay, this is cool, but we already knew all this.
Mhm.
You know, like it's bad right now where more commonly than not, you die and you were like, I think that might have been a cheater. Then, oh, he might have just got a lucky shot. You know,
Right, yeah.
it's it's really rough, honestly.
It really is.
Or just chat right now is being like, or just don't show how to get the hacks. He didn't show how to get the hacks. He didn't show his process of downloading it or anything. He just went and got it, and then the people who he got it from were posting in their Discord and tweeting, being like, "Yo, thanks to Goat for the free advertisement."
Yeah.
So it's like,
Mhm.
eh, if he doesn't show what cheats he's using, it doesn't matter. The people that know what cheats he's using are going to be like, "Oh, he's using this cheat." You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah, that looks familiar.
yeah. Or like, you can literally Google how to cheat in Tarkov and you'll see like 50 discords.
Mhm.
It's so easy. And that's the problem. But I don't think BSG can do anything about that necessarily, you know?
No.
Um I have heard, and I don't know if this is true because Trey kind of made a video about it, where uh Unity 2019, the one that they're on, has not been supported since 2021.
Oh, really?
So now they're on Unity 19 that is not supported,
Mhm.
and they can't reach out to Unity and be like, "Hey, we're having these issues. Can you help us?" Because Unity's just going to be like, "Upgrade to the newest Unity."
Yeah,
They're going to be
true.
like, "We can't help you because that version isn't supported anymore. Upgrade to the supported version." You know,
I wonder how hard that'd be to do.
I'm not sure
Hmm.
because remember they went from Unity 18 to Unity 19, like a year back or so.
Yeah.
But I could see that being a huge issue. You know, if the
Mhm.
game engine that you're running is not supported, then it, it's very vulnerable. You know, like
Yeah, absolutely.
that's how it is. and they're not going to be able to do anything about it. So unless BSG on the inside could figure something out with 2019, like they're not going to be able to get anything done. They
Yeah.
can't reach out to anybody, so they're kind of just sitting ducks, just trying to figure it out.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, again, it was a good thought on paper, but in practice, it kind of blew back in his face a little bit, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, and
'Cause
now I'm
I had
sure.
watched him before that. I, like, was subscribed to his YouTube and everything. He
Mhm. I've
didn't
watched a
seem like he
couple.
would have intentions of anything like that, but,
Yeah, I've
it
watched a
just blew back
couple of
into
his
space.
videos. I've watched a couple of them.
Mhm.
And there was one, I actually think he took it down, which was really controversial, kind of calling out some of the Tarkov streamers for being like BSG shills and stuff. And it's
Yeah.
like, okay, maybe you shouldn't do that.
Yeah, I remember
But
he had an issue with, one
one
peg.
peg, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just I don't know. I don't think he had bad intentions with it. I think he was literally like, yo, this is sick. Like, I'm giving the people the answers that they've been asking for, but it's like, we already knew the answers, you know?
Right.
With the
Yeah.
amount of bans, like, we've been complaining about cheaters forever, and it's never gotten any better. It's only gotten worse. So I don't think you proving it now that there's cheaters is a good time to prove it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
um, but yeah, so that's the weekly cheater drama.
Cheater talk, yep.
Yeah.
Just we just need to take out, like, 15 minutes every single time.
I feel like literally every single time we have a podcast,
It
there's
gets brought up.
something new about cheaters.
Mhm.
And it's like
They're an
that's
evolving breed.
it's just terrible, man. And like I said,
Uh-huh.
in a game like COD or a game like COD is where I will go for a multiplayer. If you're gonna cheat in a multiplayer game, COD is probably I don't want to say acceptable,
Mhm.
but like you're not losing anything for dying. Like,
Yeah.
okay, if you're playing ranked, you might lose that game or whatever, but it's like you're really not losing anything. With Tarkov, like you're not just losing the gear you took in, you're losing the time that it took to set up that kit, the
Yeah.
rubles that it set up made took to set up that kit, and the time it took you to get into raid.
Mhm.
You
To
know,
even get to
you
that point you were
you
at,
could have
yep.
lost 45 minutes of gameplay just to run into a raid and just get instantly rage hacked on. You know?
Yeah.
It's like I don't know.
I think the only other game that it might upset me more if I ran into a cheater like that and died, like, would be, like, DayZ, like, where you, like,
Oh
go
yeah.
in for, like and
Again.
you're surviving for hours.
Yeah, again, yeah.
That's the only thing that I could imagine it being worse
Yeah,
in.
something that has an actual like death is the reason that that game is fun. It has its
Yeah.
highest highs and its lowest lows. You win, it feels
Mhm.
amazing. You die, it feels terrible. But whenever you die to a cheater, you're just like, man, I don't even want to play this. Like, I just lost 45 minutes. Where back in
Yeah.
the day, I used to always say, I hate the fact because it used to be like queue times were like 15 minutes. Remember? It was like, I hate the fact that I would take the time, make the kit, sit in queue for 15 minutes only to get in the raid and get one tapped.
Mhm.
That is what annoys me about Tarkov. That's the only
Sure.
time I'm ever really annoyed at Tarkov. Like if if I die over and over and over and over again, yeah, I'll get annoyed. But it's mainly when I took all this time, all this money, all this and that and go in and just instantly get one tapped without even shooting a bullet. That's what bothers me. And yes, that
Yeah.
should happen. But whenever it happens because of a cheater, that's when there's a real issue, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because they just took that for free when you're at a major disadvantage. Because
Mhm.
yeah, you're at a disadvantage when you're going up against cheaters and they know exactly where you are and what gun you have in your hand. You know?
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. So, um guess we can move on from that. And you had the battle state tweet updates. I don't know if you want to get into that because you were the one who
Before we get into that, you wanna take the little break?
yeah, we can take a break. Go for it. How was your breaky break?
It's nice. Nice. It's very nice. I just
Yeah.
had to, like, get up and move sometimes. I get a little restless.
Movement is for losers. Dude, I hate my lighting in my room looks so weird right now. I don't know if it's like where my camera's positioned or what, but it's like super weird right now. I don't think it usually looks like this. It looks like I'm like really like my eyes are so red. I feel like I look high.
Well, I sent you that Twitter post that I saw about lighting. It's like saying have one light directly in front of you, like behind the camera.
Mhm.
Have a dimmer light off to the other side, and then have a light behind you, like, see, got that
Oh,
guy back
wow.
there,
Huh.
and it actually outlines your figure too.
Look at you.
I know,
Do
right?
you actually have that set up?
Mhm,
Do you actually have it like that? Like, do you
mhm.
have a light off to your side and one in front of you as well?
Yeah, well, right now I just have, like, the window open a little bit.
But you don't have any lights on in the room, like the fan or anything? That light is off?
No,
Okay.
yeah, that
See,
light's
I
off.
just have
Actually, the wiring and the lights messed up, but,
oh,
so
y
conveniently.
yeah, because I have just, like, this like, my ceiling fan light on, you know? Like,
Yeah.
that's all I have on. I
That
do
that
have
may help you with your lighting if you turn that off. Maybe not try it now, but
yeah,
that may actually help you.
because I do have a big ring light I could put up in front of me,
Mhm.
but that's kinda about it. I don't really have
Yeah.
anything else. So
You could tinker with it after maybe.
yeah. So the battle state tweet updates.
Yes.
It was kind of just the update in general.
Mhm.
But there was a couple things that you wanted to hop into.
Yeah, well, I mean, some of them we kinda already have a little bit,
Mm,
but some of the things that drew my eye were, of course, like the invisible players that we have previously talked about. And, if Domino were here, we he could pitch in a lot on, apparently they did a lot of improvements on Labs audio. Apparently it was a lot like Reserve, where there were just spots where you just don't get audio of
okay.
any sort from, like, any other scavs or players. You
Just
just get the
anything.
ambient sound.
Yeah. I actually had a that happened with Waylon the one day. And I posted
Mhm.
it up on TikTok of me and him in I think White Pond and he was
Yeah.
shooting out of the first
Oh,
floor
yeah.
and I was like
Mhm.
below him in the basement and just didn't hear anything at all. It
Yep.
was just like him unloading, but I didn't hear anything at all. And my English was terrible and I had no idea what was going on. Um
Like those, hermetic ramps that go down to, like,
yeah,
the food storage area?
yeah.
Apparently, like, right where you turn that corner, that, like, block right there is one of those spots. So,
Yeah.
like, somebody could just, like, run and be at the top of the ramp and shoot you, and you have no idea what happened.
So
So
I've also seen some of the new testing from this patch that people were on reserve and were like, okay, is this fixed? Is this fixed? If you were underneath the hermetic doors, like down where
mhm,
all the food storage is and stuff like
yeah.
that, everybody's footsteps are muffled as if like they're on a different floor than you.
Yeah,
Like they could be standing right in front of you running around in circles and it sounds like there's a concrete wall in between you.
yeah.
And like you can't hear anything at all. And it's like, mm,
That's at least better than what it was at the beginning of Wipe. At the beginning of Wipe, it was just non-existent footsteps or anything that came from any players or bots in the game just would not go
yeah,
through, only the ambient sound.
that or they'd be on a different floor of you and you could still hear them like as if they were on the same floor.
Yep.
Interchange is still broken.
Yeah.
Absolutely still broken. I it's gotten to the point where when I play interchange, I don't listen.
Mhm.
I
Might
listen
as well
for
just turn on
direct
music and look around.
I look for direction. If there's nobody there, I'll look up. If there's nobody there, I'll be like, "Oh, they're underneath me."
Mhm.
You know, and I don't understand. I thought interchange would be one of the maps that they go to first for binaural.
Yeah.
Interchange right now is completely unplayable because it
Yep.
was bad because of the lighting before, you know? And
Yeah.
then they banned the overlay that you could get
Oh,
on you.
right.
Yeah,
The
did you
LUT or whatever.
yeah, the LUTs.
It looks so good.
It looked so good, dude.
I'm jealous of people that got to play the
And
game with that.
And the thing is, I think that BSG went about it completely wrong. Because
Mhm.
last time that they um banned a thing,
Those
it
NVIDIA
was like it was
filters.
yeah, that or like reshade or whatever.
Yeah.
They gave us uh the post effects.
Mhm.
They were like, "Hey, you can't use this, but have this instead." You
Yeah.
know? And people were like, "Okay, that's sick." But for this, they took it and they were just like, "You're not allowed to use that." And it's like, "Okay, so we still have to look at interchange like it's garbage?" Like
Yep.
they worded it, they were like, it was giving people unfair advantage. And it's like, how is it an unfair advantage for somebody to be able to see? Like, you've
Yeah.
made this beautiful map, people just want to see it. Like, they
Yep.
just want to be able to use their eyes in the video game. But
Mhm.
half the time you can't. And then have you seen like flashlights in interchange? There is a clip
Oh.
where Jesse Kazam is in the basement. The lights, power is on. The lights are on. There, his buddy is in a corner. You can see 1 pixel of white of him. Okay. Jesse turns on his flashlight and points it straight at him. You still only see 1 pixel of the man. Like it doesn't. It everything about interchange is so broken. The
Mhm.
lighting is broken. The sound is now broken. Have you tried to go there at nighttime with night vision on? You can't. Night vision
Mhm.
just looks different on interchange. And it's like,
Uh,
what is it about interchange other than any other map that's different?
yeah. If that map were, like, completely functional and looked the way that I'm sure that they
It's
envision it, it
it's
would
an
be it would yeah.
it's an amazing
It's
map.
probably my favorite map in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, even aside from those issues, it might be still mine, either that or, like, just going to resort, but,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it could be it could be the best map in the game,
It's just
just,
like
like,
you
the feel
can't
of it.
see anything at all. Like
Yeah.
they took away the LUTs because it was an unfair advantage when people should just be able to see to begin with.
Yeah.
It's not that it's an unfair advantage, it's just that's how the game should be.
Mhm.
The fact that somebody
Absolutely.
could take a third party thing and put it on top and make it work is like, why couldn't BSG
Even
reach?
implement
Yeah,
that
reach out to the
software into it.
guy. Reach out to the
Mhm.
guy and be like, how did you do this? Because
Yeah.
apparently the guy that made this was actually somebody who worked on like big TV shows. I guess he worked on like Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad and
Those
did
are
like a
great
lot of
shows.
their lighting for those.
Mhm.
And it's like, damn, like I feel like BSG missed out an opportunity for them to actually do something with it instead of just being like, oh, this is a problem, let's get rid of it. Instead of being like, this is a problem, why is it a problem? Is it an unfair advantage or is it a problem with our game?
Is it a problem or is it a solution?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I feel like they went with the, oh, it's a problem. And
Yeah.
it's like, no, people just want to be able to see.
Mhm.
I understand interchange is supposed to be dark and grungy, but that's not how light works. You know, you can't,
Right.
there's a 70-foot skylight in the air and you can't see 3 feet off of it.
Yep.
With the lights on, it's the middle of the day, there's a giant skylight, and you still can't see anything in the mall. And it's like, oh my goodness. I want somebody to almost recreate interchange on like Blender or something and just put the light there and just see what it looks like what it
That would be pretty
actually
cool.
should look like, you know?
Mhm.
Just open up, and not just open up, yeah, just open up Blender, make the entire interchange map real quick, and just
Yeah.
throw some lights
Yeah,
around, see what
just
happens,
scrap it together real
Yeah,
quick.
15-20 minutes, easy. No, I understand that would take a long time, but I think if you could do that and be like, please look at this, That would be a video that I would be like, good. That person made that. That's a
Mhm.
good decision to get
Yep.
everybody behind the correct thing. You know?
Yeah.
That's what
Right.
goat should do. Go do that. You know? Like
Do a quick redemption,
yeah,
do that video.
exactly. Yeah. Um but I definitely think that'd be a cool thing to see. To be like,
Yeah.
okay, what should that interchange actually look like in the dark? You know?
Mhm.
Um So that was the improvements to Labs audio. We
Yeah.
ended up getting to reserve an interchange. But I mean, like,
We are not labs mains,
yeah,
clearly.
we are not. Yeah, we don't run labs. I don't know how to get through labs. I mean, I know the upstairs of labs decently,
Mhm.
and I can get my way through some of the basement of labs. But whenever you get to the point where there's like the pipes in the sewer in labs, I have no
Oh.
idea where I am.
Yeah, trying to get up
That
to the
and the
surface level.
staircases, I don't know where I need to go for this staircase or that staircase.
Mhm.
I know like yellow, red, cat, that area. I know that area pretty well and like the parking garage, but that's about it. Uh it's just a map that I haven't really gone on and I don't really know why. I think the reason I haven't gone on it is because of the price to get in is not the best because like you have that massive price to get in and then it's like uh there's no loot here or I just get killed by a cheater. It's just like, okay, what should I do? So it's like I think we talked about it before where either labs should be free and allow it to be the PvP heaven that people want it to be or keep the price the same how it is and just make the loot worth it, you know? You're muted by the way.
Weird.
Yeah,
Um, well, God, threw me off.
sorry.
I was on a thought, but I mean, I would have said it muted anyway. Um, the people that know where to look on labs, there is quite a bit of loot there. But um,
But
fuck
even
if
the
I
people
know.
that are
I don't ever want
saying
to hang out in the center of labs like the people that
yeah.
come out with all that stuff do because
Well,
I
the
don't know the map
people
well enough.
that run labs consistently are always like the only rooms that have loot are dark offices. They're
Yeah.
like dark offices have the best loot and that's it. And it's like you
Mm.
have a key card that's 50 million rubles and you go in there and get a chainlet.
Yeah.
It's like
That
why
would
is
piss
key
me off.
cards so expensive? Why is red so expensive if you don't get anything out of it?
Mhm.
Like
Yeah, it used to be insane.
I hate the fact that everybody right now is like I got red or I got a key card. That's money, you know? It's not a way to get money, it is money, you know? And I feel like cuz that's how armor and stuff used to be too, whenever you could just sell it on the flea and stuff like that. You would get a slick and you'd be like, "Oh, that's a half a mil right there."
Yeah.
Nobody would keep it to use it or use it to get more money in the long run. It's, "Oh, I got a red key card, let me sell it for 50 mil if I can pay for the fee."
Mhm.
And it's just like, I don't know, man. It seems like labs is so useless in a way. I feel like they need to have a a reason to go there cuz right now it's like it's expensive to get there and you're not going to make your money back because you're either going to die to a cheater or die to somebody who wants to PvP or you're just not going to get a lot of loot. And it's just like why can't it be I go there for PvP or I go there for loot, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's the
Some
map
some
that's
of the
locked.
most fun that I've ever had in Tarkov are those free weekends
Yeah.
on labs. Those are so
Whenever you
fun.
could scav in the labs and stuff like that, that was so
That was a
much fun.
blast too.
That was so much fun. And like I actually learned some of the map doing that, you know?
Yeah.
Because I was like, I want to go there
Yep.
because it was just fun. It was PvP. So many people made so much content on it because there was so much PvP going on labs.
Mhm.
I think it was Tiggs. He had like an 80 kill raid or something like that. Like that's insane.
Yep.
That would be amazing to have. But it's like right now, it's like, nah. Yeah, half the raids you get in, they're empty, you know?
Mhm.
So, I don't know. There, we made it back to labs.
Yeah, there we go. We cycled back.
So, Zerachi, huh?
Yeah, there was a lot of I guess there was just some, like, bugs with him, I think it was involving the scav rep, um, being taken away when you kill him when that's not supposed to be happening. Um, what was some of the other things? I gotta scroll down to it. So there was a AI behavior issue with him and his guards not attacking players at short distance, hostile players. And there was all sorts of things going wrong with him. I wasn't sure if you have run across him yet.
No,
You have not?
no. I have no reason to.
Yeah.
Because to get to Lighthouse, I'm gonna get Kappa on accident trying to get the quest line to go to Lighthouse.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it's like, so what's the point of me having to go there? I did see a video, and part of me was like, well, how do people get close to him and then he doesn't kill them if they don't get close, if they can't get close to him because of all the mines, and he'll just snipe you and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Um but Trey was walked across. Trey and Bearkey were both walked across by somebody. Um, because the person went up to the gate. You can like lay at the gate and kind of like lean peek and stuff and kill all of them. And then there is a way across by like baiting the mines to blow up in a certain position and stuff.
Huh.
So you can get over there, loot and everything. You can go up in the lighthouse, but since you don't have the transmitter, you can't get in to see Lightkeeper, but everything else is open. All that loot is still there. All the big loot that's there is all
Yeah.
still there. Um, all the keys that unlock those rooms are still there. And it's kind of just weird, you know, like if you know this super convoluted way to get across, you can, but other than that, unless you accidentally get Kappa and get the receiver, you're not ever gonna be over there. So I don't know. I feel like a lot of the people that end up killing Zerachi and stuff aren't really legit players,
Maybe.
unfortunately. Um,
'Cause it sounds like too much to even get over there to where it's not even worth it.
yeah, like, and it sucks because that place has really good loot, but you have to go across the bridge, click all the landmines to go. All the claymores need to blow up pretty much. You need to live to get over there, but then Timmy Two Shoes, who just heard 50 million claymores blowing up, is like, hey, somebody's getting across the lighthouse. Let me just camp them, you know?
Right.
And it's
Yeah.
not hard to camp somebody coming out of lighthouse.
Mm-mm.
So it's just it's a whole weird kind of thing. Um, the whole you would lose scav rep if you killed them as a scav. I'm like, damn, if you're killing them as a PMC, like you're a Chad, how are people
Right.
killing them as a scav? You know?
Impressive.
So you said that they're not supposed to lose rep, but they
I
were?
guess yeah, I guess so. Let me see if I can get back up to that part.
But that's really weird because every
Yeah,
other
defense
boss,
reputation lost for killing Zerachi and his guards as a scav. Yep.
if you kill them as a scav, you lose rep.
Yeah, but I think it's different because 'cause they're cultists,
Hmm.
I guess.
But isn't
I
Lightkeeper the head of the cultists and he works with the scavs? Because remember we had to give Lightkeeper like 3 trillion rubles at one point,
yeah.
and we could pay scavs to take him the money. So it's like,
Hmm.
why are you not losing rep for killing the guy that's hired by Lightkeeper?
I guess the lore is supposed to be that that they're like the cultist leader, and that's a problem for the scavs, is what I'm guessing, and maybe they just
Maybe.
I don't know.
I
Who
don't
knows?
know.
I don't know enough about them to talk about them.
It's
Really.
weird.
I just wasn't sure if you did.
No, I have no idea. I have no like no interest on going over there, which sucks because there's no reason to go. You
Yeah.
get quests, and at the in you can only redeem the quests every 24 hours from Lightkeeper. So you get your first quest from him. You get your it's like a mechanic quest line that unlocks the ability to go over to Lightkeeper, right? So okay, you got the transmitter. You can go over to Lightkeeper, and there are like 15 quests, and that could be totally wrong number. I know. I think it's over like 8. I think it's over 8 quests that you get for Lightkeeper. And once you complete one, you have to go across to him, turn it in. He'll give you another quest. You have to extract, and then you can do that next quest. But each quest, once you turn the last one in, there's a 24-hour wait period before you can get the next quest. So it's time gated. So you have to do this over, say, 10 days or whatever to get all these quests done. Say there's just 10 quests for him.
Yeah.
10 days, you have to get all these quests done. And like at this point, you already have Kappa. You've already gone through all the quest lines. And at the end of it, it's nothing.
Yeah.
You just complete the last quest, and he's like, okay, cool. And it's like, who is this guy? Like, why did I just go through all this to get absolutely nothing?
Yeah.
Like, all this time, it was like, oh, Lightkeeper's going to be the in-raid trader. He's going to be our first in-raid trader, this, that. And then they delayed him only to release him still unfinished.
Yep.
It's like, why would you delay because you wanted to release him finished, yet still release him unfinished? Like, they could have put this wipe through with everything that they had without Lightkeeper at all. And it would have been the same. It would have been the same exact thing. Because only 2% of the player base is going to get to Lightkeeper.
Yeah.
Because it's already like 5% of the player base only gets Kappa. And it's like, what?
Yeah, maybe they'll do a little more balancing of that after this wipe. Hopefully he's in a more complete state. But yeah, it is a little. It's a bunch of over promising and under delivering that is a normal trend for them that they really need to work on.
Yeah, and I think that part of it was they were like, oh, they underestimate their players big time.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't have, like, in the game, people were getting the Lightkeeper and doing his quests before quests were even released for the game. Like, they were doing hotfix patches in the background, like adding these Lightkeeper quests in because people were catching up too fast. It's like,
yeah, Tarkov players don't touch grass. They should know that.
Yeah. They know how dedicated their player base is. Like, it is insane. There is people that get max traders in 4 days, man.
That's crazy.
Like, I thought I was quick with 30 days. You know? Like, there's people that get there in 4 days. And it's just like, there's people that will speed run Kappa on one account with 2 players. Like, they'll just, like, that's what Trey and,
oh, right.
Trey, was it Smitty Stone? Or Toothy? It was one of those guys, I think. Or was it Tiggs? I don't know. It was Trey and somebody else. They speed ran one account to Kappa. And it was like that one guy would play all day, and then they would switch, and they would just tag team it, you know? Like, they would both log into the same account, and, like, I want to know how many hours were put into that account to get Kappa, you know?
Right, yeah.
It was way before I got to 42, you know? And then they both, like, reset their accounts, and Trey's playing on a standard account right now, which more and more is an appealing play style that I want to do. Like, I think next wipe,
it's a whole nother game when you do that, for sure.
I think next wipe, I'm playing on a standard account.
Yeah. You should do it.
Like, I think it would be so much fun. Because, like, you know, you start the game on standard. Like, I started for the first couple months on standard. But then I was like, all right, I love this game. I started streaming at this point already. I was like, I'm getting EOD. Yeah. Like, This
I went
is
first 2 wipes, 2
2
pretty much
wipes?
2.5 wipes I went on standard, and it is wild how different of a game it is.
Oh, yeah. And I know people will bring up the, "Oh, pay to win, oh, pay to progress," or whatever, but it's like, eh, whether you have a bigger stash or not doesn't really mean you're doing better in the game or not, you know? It's just more
No.
room for you to store shit. Like me, at the end of wipe, I have over 200 guns in my stash,
Yeah,
you know?
it's just more space to store stuff that you don't use in the end.
Yeah, exactly. Like, at the beginning of the wipe, I rushed to a, scav junk box anyway, you
Mhm.
know? Like,
Yeah.
I could see it, it's more of a money sink for sure, because I think it costs, like, to get level 4 stash,
It's expensive.
it's like, I
Yeah.
think it's, like, 30-40 million rubles total or something like that?
I got to it at, I think it was, like, going it or no, it was my 2nd wipe I think I got to no, I got to level 3 stash. I didn't
Mhm.
get to level 4. It was, crazy expensive to get to
But at
4.
the same time, it requires you to actually go through the hideout.
Mhm.
Having a standard account makes you go through the hideout, where having EOD, I don't touch my hideout until I'm level, like, 40 something,
Or you
and
just buy everything.
I'm like, "I have 30 million rubles, let's put 20 mil into the hideout and max everything out," you
Yeah.
know? And
Mhm.
it's just like, it's
'Cause everything's
whatever.
always overpriced in the beginning anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, no use in doing it, but
Mhm.
if you run a standard account, it's like, "Oh, I have to go in and scrounge for these things." I feel
Yeah.
like that is more the gameplay style that they want, but I think the fact that so many people have EOD, they can't balance things correctly.
Yeah. I
Like
mean, to a certain extent, yeah.
the more I'm talking about this and understanding it, I'm like, "Huh, I wonder if everybody had to play on standard, if we would still be having the same issues that we're having." Yes, the cheaters would still be bad. Yes, the audio would still be bad. Yes, the desync would still be bad. But all of the, like, I don't know, more of the
I would think it
game
would still
mechanic,
slow things down, surely, but,
but like
at this
they're
point,
trying.
they wouldn't make that
Oh yeah,
change,
no, 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 no. I don't think they're
but
gonna do that.
it would slow things down for a lot of the people that are complaining a month in that they have no content.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, those are the same people that are like, "Oh, I'm gonna push for this," and then they're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I have nothing to do." And it's like, "Yeah, because you just speed ran it, dude."
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
last wipe, I took my time and what, I got Kappa in the last 2 weeks of wipe.
Mhm.
Like I just took my time, relaxed, had fun, took a couple days to not do anything. This wipe, I got to 42 in 30 days, and I'm happy that I went into this wipe saying I want to get to 42 fast because I want to make content.
Yeah.
Like I want to do other stuff outside of the game. I want to see what the whole content creator life is like, you know? So
Mhm.
I kind of pushed it. Um my content's coming out slow cuz I'm not good at it and I don't hire people to edit my
Course.
videos and stuff. But now I have a reason to get on and stream. You know, I have a
Yeah.
YouTube video in my head. Okay, stream is now where I get the footage for that YouTube video.
Mhm.
You know, it gives my stream a reason to be there. I now have titles. You know, I can put a title on my stream because I know what I'm going to be doing for the day. You know,
Yeah.
where a lot of these people are like, "Oh, I guess we'll just go get rubles or we'll go run this map because it's fun or I'll just go try and kill everybody." It's like now I have like an alternate goal to go for.
In general, having a goal in your title, does draw more people in too.
Yeah, because they want to see how you're doing and if you're going to get it done,
Mhm.
you know?
Yep.
Half the time if I put like sometimes cracked, sometimes bad as my title, then like it's like okay, like this guy's playing Tarkov, cool. Like who knows what he's
Right,
doing? You know
exactly.
what I mean? So I
Mhm.
like to have a reason to play. Um
Yeah.
and there's been something like there's some other background things that I'm working on and stuff like that, but I'm always trying to think of more ways to extend the lifetime of Tarkov, because it's not like a DayZ or like a Rust where every week it wipes and you have to restart and you always have progress, or
Mhm.
DayZ where it's not necessarily about the progress, it's about the adventures and stuff that you get on. Tarkov is kind of like you have 6 months to get as far as you can, and it's like after a month you could already be topped out. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's kind of weird. Yeah, the progress is just in an awkward area, I guess you could say.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we're testing
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
all these
true.
years.
Yeah, true. And I know that they're like, "Oh, everything we're testing right now is side quests, and we're going to get the full game and it's going to be so much more." But part of me is like, do I really want to see what the full game is like, because I see the way you're putting out side quests, you know? Like
Mhm.
like, yeah, their side quests are going to be good, but we've done them 5 million times. I don't know what the main game is going to feel like.
Yeah. Who knows when that happens too?
Yeah, like it's taken this many years to get through side quests,
Mhm.
and if we're not testing the main story, eh,
Yeah. Right.
I don't want to see what that's going to be like. And that's why I feel like also BSG just doesn't want to release it, you know?
Right.
Because they're like,
Yeah.
do we want to push out a main story or do we want to just keep doing this?
This is making them plenty of money.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially with all them cheaters getting banned and having to buy new accounts, you know?
Yeah.
That's what they're
PSG's behind it all.
that is, yeah, it's
Put
a
on our
whole
tinfoil hats.
conspiracy. That's
Yep.
right. Oh man. But
There's
yeah.
a so I know that there's been an issue with a hand bug whenever you use your heels.
Yeah,
Have
I
you
don't
run
know.
into that yet?
I've never seen that.
That's one that apparently has been fixed.
Yeah,
That
there's been
that
a
one looks
couple
so
hand
annoying.
bugs. Have you seen it?
Yeah, it's just like if you it seems like if you're like running and try to heal at like a certain time in your running animation, you like do the heal and then you come back and it's just your hands doing this
With no gun in them?
with no gun, yeah, and it's
Oh
just stuck.
my.
So like you're just screwed. There's no tab out, there's no drop or anything that you can do apparently that fixes it.
You
But
know,
apparently it's been fixed. We'll see if anything else comes out about that.
as much as I am in the Tarkov space and like I see everything, I play the game every day, a lot of the bugs that they end up patching, I'm like, I never saw that, you know?
Right. Yeah.
And I think that's why the whole, oh, aren't they fixing cheaters? Why aren't they fixing sound? Why aren't they fixing this? Is such a big conversation, because everybody sees that
Mhm.
and they're in there fixing hand bugs whenever you do animations.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, all the bugs need to be fixed. I understand that. And
Sure.
they're picking low-hanging fruit, you know? They're like, what's
Mhm.
something that we can fix easily? The recoil stuff that they did, that's numbers on a spreadsheet, sliders maybe. I don't know how it's done. I'm not a game dev,
Right.
but I know that those are all connected to a specific value, you know, that can go in and you can just change that value. Um Stuff like animations and stuff are a little more complicated. You need to go in, figure out where the issue lies, and they got to do it that way.
And
Um
drafted and everything. Yeah.
yeah, so like those are more like their middle issues, but at the same time, I never see those middle issues. You
Yeah.
know? It's really weird. And I feel like I just wish they were a little more transparent with the way that they talk to their community. Like, why is it that they're fixing hand bug issues? I'm gonna be the guy right now that says, and it's totally a meme, but it's like oh, they're gonna go fix all this, but they're not gonna fix cheaters. You know, like that's the reason that these people are asking this, because why aren't we getting any communication on?
Right.
And I'm not saying, oh, tell us exactly what you're doing for cheaters, but it's like, if you're gonna put in the patch notes, oh, we fix this animation bug, also put in the patch notes where you're at, or like a decision that
Mhm.
you've made on the cheater front, or on the sound front, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they said, "Oh, we fixed some audio in this
They do have
area."
a part of their tweet. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Seventh tweet. They do have work on improving the sound system and adjusting the position of sounds on locations will continue in future updates.
Yeah.
They do at least like state that they are trying to work on it, but
I I feel like I
I
wish
don't
they
know
could
what
just
that
go
progress
into it
looks
a
like.
little. Yeah. Like they give us these things that say, "Hey, we're working on it," but that's all they really say is that they're working on it. If maybe they would be like, our issue right now is we can't figure out, like, it's okay for people to be like, I can't figure it out.
Mhm.
You know, like, I don't understand. Like, maybe somebody in the community could get them in contact that could help. If they could just tell us, hey, we're having an issue with this right here. This is why Oculus audio isn't on every map, you know, not just us out here making guesses.
Yeah.
I don't like the fact that the community has to make guesses because that's whenever drama starts, that's whenever misinformation starts.
Yeah.
Because one person says something and then it's a game of telephone and it goes from where work on improving the sound system and adjusting the positions of sounds, locations, and continue future updates to Nikita doesn't care about the game. You know? Like that's what the community does. They
Yeah.
give us very vague updates, which then get trickled down in a game of insane telephone to Nikita just likes money. He wants to buy cars and guns. He doesn't care about the game at all, period.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, I'm sure they're doing things. I don't know. I just think more communication is always better.
Mhm. It would be for sure, but you know, I really hope by next wipe, um, that there is at least something that's viable to fix all that. It's really like cheaters are going to cheat. That's going to be in games.
Yeah.
The invisibility bug. We'll see. Even Stacks just said. Um, he said it's hard for me to recommit with invis fix in and shortly hearing about players being invis.
Yeah.
So apparently, it might not all be fixed.
Yeah. And I think like this wipe, we've seen the most people leave the game than I think we ever have.
I think so too. My Twitch directory even looks so different now
Yeah.
because of all the people that I've followed through Tarkov. They're not on there anymore.
Yeah. And
I even
it
saw Ash IV picking up Daisy like recently, which I've been tuning into a little bit because it's his first time ever playing it.
yeah. And it's just like, man, the game that I love, I'm seeing everybody leave. And I see why. And that's
Yeah.
the worst part, you know? Like I understand why people are leaving.
Hmm.
And that just hurts, you know? And
Hmm.
soon enough, it's only going to be the only people that are playing the game are like the cheaters. It's
That'd be
like,
wild.
it's like, well, I mean, going back to the conversation of the whole YouTube video, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, well, the more people that see that, the more people that were on the fence about buying cheats are now like, oh, I'm going to cheat. And then if more people start putting that video out, it's going to become not who is better at the game, but who has the better cheats.
Hmm.
And it's like,
Well,
that's a over exaggeration like crazy, but like it's still a possibility. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I don't know. It just seems icky.
yeah, it's yucky.
Yeah.
One thing, too, I can't think of who it was that I was watching that they were trying to get their buddy to buy the game and try it out with them. And, the buddy was like, "Isn't that game with all the cheaters?"
Yeah.
Like, it actually has a reputation as a game that is filled with cheaters now.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just like, yeah, I've had a lot of people come into my chat that are brand new to the game and they're like, this game is amazing. It's so cool. Like, I want to play
It
this
is.
game.
Great game.
But they're like, I die and I don't even know what the hell happened.
Yep.
And like I said, it's okay if every once in a while you're like, "Whoa, that was really weird." But now where it's becoming, "Oh, that was just a cheater.
Mhm.
Oh, that death I just got cheated on." You know? Like whenever
Yeah.
you get shot once in the face and then you hear like 15 more bullets hit your dead body like as you're going down, it's like, man, did like was that necessary? You know what I mean? You hear bullets go in the same exact spot. They're just like, and it's just
Yeah.
like, dude, like you can tell when you're getting cheated on now when it shouldn't be like that. It should be like, oh, that was really weird. Maybe that guy just got a lucky shot, you know?
Yeah.
Where now
The
it's like,
the the cheats have gotten better and the anti-cheat hasn't.
yeah, yeah, and that's what I'm hoping. I'm really, really hoping that this community anti-cheat fixes.
Mhm.
Because this could be really good or really bad. Because as
Right.
soon as people start getting false banned because of it, the integrity of it is gone. Absolutely just
Exactly.
gone, and it's not worth having.
No credibility behind it. Yep.
But if they can actually start getting rid of cheaters, just even the most blatant ones, if it's like a filter, and when they go through the first set of filter, all of the sus shit doesn't get through, but all of the fly hackers and all the people that aren't invisible and aren't just desync, like all the blatant cheaters are the ones getting through and getting banned. Great. Because
Right.
the thing is, Battle Eye and stuff does not get up. It's like it gets updated, then new cheats come out. And then it takes a while for Battle Eye to finally figure out what these cheats are doing, and then they can patch again. And then it just happens again. So the cheaters
Yeah.
are almost always ahead of it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Where this community thing could be like, okay, we got these clips of these blatant cheaters that aren't banned yet that are somehow getting through Battle Eye. Let's send this to BSG or send it to Battle Eye, whoever they're sending it to. And maybe Battle Eye can then go through that clip, have the person's like info that they can get onto their computer and kind of be like, okay, what is running here that's allowing them to cheat? And then that way, quickening how fast Battle Eye can be updated to not allow these specific programs or this or that, you know? It's
Mhm.
like, and I think Jesse and Veritas put it this way. It's like, here's a murderer, like here's a murderer and their house, figure out how they did the murder. You know, they can go into the house and look at everything and be like, "Oh, there's a shotgun right here." You know? This is how he murdered the person. And then they can go in like, so say like there's a program running on somebody's computer that BattleEye doesn't know about. Now that BattleEye has this clip showing what the person is doing, obviously cheating, they have their information. They can go into their computer, find what it is that's running on their PC that shouldn't be, and then
Mhm.
can ban that person and update BattleEye so much quicker, you know?
Yeah.
So that's
And that involves the intrusive, anti-cheat, which if I'm not mistaken, I think Valorant does. Um, and a lot of people think that's very controversial, thinking like, "Oh, I don't want somebody in my computer," you know? But, like, what are you hiding
yeah, exactly.
to
What
where
are
you're
you
so
hiding?
concerned about it?
Yeah, exactly. It's
It's,
like it's weird, you know? And I think
yeah,
BattleEye has the ability to do that though too. I
it
think
could.
BattleEye
I
is a
don't think that
kernel level.
really?
I think it is. I think BattleEye
Oh.
is a kernel level.
I've always heard that that's, like, a controversial thing that they've tried to avoid, but I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't.
Regardless, I don't like, if they wanted to, like, to be able to just see what programs are running in the background while I'm playing the game, who cares?
Yeah, they want to see if I got like the hub up on my second monitor while I'm playing. Hey man, maybe I like to play bricked up. What's the problem with that? You know what I mean? So
Yeah, just like Stack says, "I don't care, get inside me."
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's how it's supposed to be, you know?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Like, and now if they're in there like stealing shit, then okay, that's an issue. But this is an anti-cheat company. You
Mhm.
know, like I don't think they're out there trying to steal people's information.
No,
If
I
they
don't think
are,
so either.
that is big brain, you know?
Yeah.
If you're an anti-cheat software and you're like, you know what, I just want to steal everybody's information, then you're a cheater. What do I need an anti-cheat for the anti-cheat then? Like,
Yeah,
I
right.
don't know.
Yeah, it's just yeah, I don't know. It's just the cheating issue. There's just they're just always ahead, and it's
Mhm.
really hard to try to combat it. It's just it's really tough to do.
Yeah.
I don't know enough to be able to say what they should do.
I think it's a good idea what they're doing. I just think it could also be very, very bad as soon as people start getting false banned,
Yeah, I'll
because
bet
then
that'll
all the
happen.
credibility goes out the window.
I bet a couple weeks from now it comes up.
Oh yeah, there'll be a false ban, 100%.
Yep.
It'll be on some streamer or some guy
Mhm.
that happened to get their Reddit post upvoted.
And nobody's gonna be able to prove it wrong because they're gonna be like, "Well, it's not there's nothing on my computer,
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah,
and that's
blah."
like that's
But
another thing. Like the with the cheater thing, I'm like, okay, you're telling us to upload clips, right? So a lot of people, whether they're on Twitch, whether they're on OBS, whether whatever, whenever you clip that, and I know this firsthand because I put clips out there like this on purpose because I think it's funny that people think I'm cheating. I will upload a clip and be like, oh, I swear I saw pixels move. When in the raw footage, you can see it perfectly fine. But as soon as it gets uploaded to somewhere and compressed and formatted, you can't
yeah.
see shit. You can't
Mhm.
see shit the same way. So I'm like, okay, how many of these clips, how many of the clips that I've uploaded on Twitch could make it look like I'm actually cheating
Yeah.
when everybody and their mother knows that I am the least amount of cheater? You know, like
Right.
like I run like a 1.0 KD on PMCs. You know,
Mhm.
like it is a coin flip every time I fight somebody. It's
Yeah.
just like I don't know. Yeah. Um but yeah, man. I
Oh,
think
but you know what? You know what they did fix?
what?
They fixed the incorrect animation of wristwatches on bear character
Yeah,
models.
I didn't understand what that
That's
was.
a big one.
What is that?
I don't know.
I know the bear character watch goes really fast,
Yeah.
but
I have
I
no
thought
idea.
that was like, okay, the time in the world is fast, so the
Mhm.
watch would go fast. Like
Yep.
what why why did the animation of the watch matter at this point? Why did they need to put that in patch notes, I guess you could say?
Right.
Why was anybody really worried about it? Where they were like, "You know what? We should put this in the patch notes."
Oh my
Sometimes
god.
I feel like patch notes just have filler in them, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah, man. But, I think that's all I have. You got anything? Anything left?
No, nothing additional really.
No? Just
Yeah, I
gonna
think
be
we hit every subject.
playing some other games this week?
Yeah, gonna be, doing some Valheim more than likely.
Nice.
I am thinking about jumping into Scum or DayZ too.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but,
Well, now,
and I
do
think
you
it'd
know what
be
your stream schedule is gonna be like this week?
not quite. I'll find out a
Time-wise?
lot more about it tomorrow when I find out, like, when I have interviews lined up and stuff.
Okay. Yeah,
So, we'll
because I mean,
see.
if you have a day where you wanna play DayZ for, like, a day or something, like, when
Mhm.
I'm on, let me know, and I would probably try and link up and play DayZ for a day or whatever with you.
That'd be fun.
That
Yeah,
would be
we can give it
fun.
another shot.
Yeah, yeah. Because just like everybody else, I have been starting to look at some other games. Like I said, DayZ would probably be the game that pulled me away. That,
Mhm.
Rust, yeah,
The thing I like about DayZ is that it's nice it's a lot easier for me to, like, pull content and make TikToks and shorts out of it, because trying to do these survival games and doing that, it's pretty tough.
yeah, yeah,
It is such a nice vibe when you're streaming it, but it's hard to make content outside of Twitch.
yeah.
with those games.
Really, it really that and being new and not being very
Mhm.
informed,
Yeah.
it makes it hard to make that content. Where Tarkov, like I know when I need to clip things, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah. But okay, man. Well,
Alright.
we had the nice duo podcast today. I think it went
Mhm.
pretty well. We made it
Yeah.
100 an hour and 43 minutes. So I mean, that's not
Yeah.
too
We did
bad
pretty
for
well.
two of us, you know?
Uh-huh.
All right, man. Well, I'll talk to you.
Alright.
Have a good one, man.
Alright, you too.
Peace.
See you.